nice.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and we are continuing our look at the 1986 cast of Transformers the movie with a new one, actually. A recently released Combiner Wars figure. May have been out a couple months, but should be hitting stores actually now, hopefully in the future, depending on when everybody wants to get it, but it is none other than Combiner Wars Leader Class Ultra Magnus with Minimus Ambus. But yeah, this is one I've been kind of looking forward to. A nice look at the nice updated G1 character. So why don't we take a look and see how well he turned out. Okay, the first thing that I want to cover with Ultra Magnus is that yes, he can function as a car carrier. He can carry deluxe Transformer figures. Some of them. Not all of them work, but some do. Particularly Rodimus can work. And of course the Combiner Wars Deluxes can work. They can fit. Only thing is, Rodimus, you actually have to take off the, well, you have to undo everything to get him in there because of his spoiler. But he can fit in there. And that Legends figure that's being repainted from Black Jack, which I have not gotten yet, can probably fit in there pretty easily. Black Jack himself is in the other room, so I'm not going to be able to find out for certain, but since it's a Legend size, yeah, more than likely it'll work. But yeah, this is Ultra Magnus as the trailer and car carrier, like the truck and car carrier trailer that we've been waiting for. I mean, a lot of people have been wanting a Magnus like this, and given the last Ultra Magnus was indeed, well, in classics, and this wasn't the last one, I'm sure, but the last decent Magnus was a repaint of Optimus Prime. As you can see, he's a little bit, this one's a little bit smaller than that one. But we can forgive that because this is a Leader Class toy that the trailer is part of the robot. So yeah. But to complete the comparison, let's bring in that City Commander armor. Just to complete the comparison, get it out of the way. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely more G1 accurate than this one. And this one does feel a little bit more filling, but I do like this one particularly. So let's get this out of the way. We'll look at that further later, but yeah. Now as you can see, the truck can turn. It does have a independent, like it does have an axis on the trailer hitch. The truck is not removable though. It is actually screwed in, so it's not coming off, which is fine. As you can see, you do got weapon storage. You got the shoulder missile launchers. You got the guns. And they just have pegs. This one's a little awkward since the handle and the peg are kind of parallel to each other. So when you put it on here, the handle's really sticking out. The main gun is not so bad. So yeah, we'll get into these more later as well. Yeah, I mean, all in all, this is a very nice looking truck mode. I do like it. But that's not all there is to the set. You get a Micromaster as well, in Minimus Ambus. Yeah, this is a really tiny one. And tiny car with green stripes on the hood. Big Autobot symbol right there on the top of the car. No wheels because it's a hover car, Cybertronian. But he is a tiny little guy. And if you're wondering how tiny, here's a Micromaster. Yeah, he's a little tinier than a Micromaster. And he's also fairly easy to transform. Just flip out the legs and push the back down. And there you go. You have Minimus Ambus, really nicely painted. And I love the fact that he's got his goatee on his face. I mean, for tiny head sculpt, that is done very well. I gotta say I like it. You know, legs are done nice. Body's done nice. I mean, not much in paint apps, but the ones that are there are done nicely. And he has trouble standing, unfortunately. Let's do it. Please stand. Okay, there we go. I just had to separate his legs a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. Again, we'll bring in the Micromaster. He's actually smaller than the Micromaster. Amazing. But he has better articulation. Because he has ball-jointed arms. Ball-jointed shoulders. Ball-jointed hips. And a knee bend. So he can get into quite a few more poses than that Micromaster could. And he looks really nice. That's enough about him. We'll get more into what he can do later, because it's time, I think, for one more comparison. Because we've seen him with Rodimus. We'll take another look just in case. Yeah, he goes well with Rodimus. I think it's time for a comparison with good old G1 Magnus. As you can see, a lot of inspiration was taken from the G1 toy. Although there are some definite hints of IDW in the design. I think this is a really good update to this toy. So I am very happy with him. But without further ado, let's get Magnus into robot mode and see how he looks there. So we got Ultra Magnus here, almost completely transformed. I've stopped at this point because there is a really cool feature that I need to show you. So you can see the inside of his chest is actually done up like a cockpit, with some molded in monitors and such on the sides of the truck, like the inside of the truck cab. A nice little seat, handles, the whole bit. I mean, it looks like there are even footboards out the molded in there. So yeah, lots of details. And that is for our Minimus Ambus figure, who just goes right in. Those little handles on the side will fit into the bottom, like his hands will actually fit into those handles. And there we go. He's in there all snug. So, yeah. All I have to do is close it up. As you can see, hopefully you can see, you got the Ambus head coming out right where the Magnus head goes, and fits right above it like a mask, which is awesome. So let's back the camera up a little bit, because this is a big guy. And yeah, Ultra Magnus, quite the impressive figure. And we'll take another look at that head. It's a really nice head sculpt. There's a light blue color to the eyes. Got the Autobot symbol right on the chest. Looks really good. Of course, he has his classic missile launchers and the ever-present pylons on the sides. Mold-wise, he is trying to go for more of an IDW Magnus, but he's still very cool and will fit great into a classic shelf. So if you didn't get City Commander, you no longer have to worry about it. Now, speaking of City Commander, let's do a couple quick comparisons with other versions of Magnus. Starting with, City Commander. As you can see, this new Ultra Magnus is slightly taller. A lot less bulky, so he can move around a lot better. Now this guy's still cool, but I'd say this one is better. Ultimately, it works. There's just not a lot of bulk to work around like this guy has, because he's a prime in armor. So yeah, this one works a little bit better. Now, for another comparison, very important as well, let's bring in the G1 Ultra Magnus, who is still somewhat bigger. He's more bulkier than bigger, but he's got a bigger head. The pylons, this one's a little taller, but I think from the head, he's actually taller. So, yeah. It's definitely a bigger one. Now, interestingly enough, well, of course, naturally these are removable. We'll start off with that. But what's interesting and the spoiler alert, if you sold City Commander because you got this Magnus, you may not want to continue watching, because there is going to be something I'm going to show you that may make you regret getting rid of City Commander, or at least the missile launchers and gun. So, just warning you. But Magnus is compatible with G1. I think he's compatible. I may have opened up my big mouth too soon, but okay, yeah, it's compatible. A little tricky, but you can get the G1 launchers. On his shoulders. So you can have a more G1 style Magnus if you like. And a Magnus with missile launchers on his arms. Oh. Or if you like the double missiles, but didn't want to use what was included, the city commander's missiles are also compatible. So you can have these missiles, which stick out a little more, but let's face it, you can actually have them come out and fire on enemies, which is something cool. I mean, these don't shoot, but you know what I mean. And it gets better because you can hold the city commander gun, and he actually holds the city commander gun. Well, I say that as he drops it, but he does kind of hold the city commander gun better than his own, which I'm going to get into in a moment. But yeah, you got that, which is pretty cool. Now, for his own accessories, you saw the missile launchers on the shoulders. That went on the shoulders originally. Just simple flat pieces of plastic. But he also has 2 guns. Yeah, 2 black guns. His hands open up. They're actually articulated fingers. And they can just grip the guns. Now the guns actually do fall out a lot because he doesn't grip them perfectly. So you just so you know. But he can hold them, at least for a while. Or the guns can combine with the shoulder strap, like the shoulder armor, you know, the missile launchers, to give him a Magnus hammer. And this is why you want to keep the city commander shoulders, because now you can have him with the hammer, with the shoulder launchers, and he still looks pretty awesome. So that's why you might want to keep these city commander launchers. You can even give him the city commander gun. Get him armed for bear. So yeah, I mean, that is awesome. Get this out of the way. Him out of the way. So we can get into articulation. We'll get the guns off, because he's not going to be able to hold them anyway while I'm doing this. But you got a left and right movement at the head. Still there even with the Magnus, the Ambus head hiding underneath, which is pretty good. Forward, backward on the shoulders. In and out at the shoulders, and the launchers are on a individual hinge, so they can move out of the way. Got bicep swivel. Nice ratcheted 90-degree bend at the elbow. No wrist joint, but you do have articulated fingers. Like they're all on one hinge, but there's articulation there. Nothing at the waist, just due to transformation, but you got ratcheted hip joints. In and out, forward, back. Nice thigh swivel. Ratcheted knee. Toe movement, no pivot, but still works. And he is posable, stable, and really cool looking. So he is an awesome toy, and he goes well with a classic set. Now, for example, let's bring in for comparison. And I don't have the whole gang together, I'm sorry. We'll do something at the end of this marathon. But we got Hot Rod. And that's pretty good sized. And we gotta get Protector. And he scales well with Protector as well. We got Optimus Prime, the Shiny Pants version. And just for fun, let's bring in RC. And, you know, that's going to be it for now. We'll be getting other characters in sooner or later, so don't worry about it. Probably see everybody compared to everybody by the end of this marathon anyway. Also bring in a comparison with another leader class from the line, Megatron. And it's interesting that Megatron is still taller than Magnus. I mean, just by a hair, and I'm not including the shoulder pylons, but by the head size, like the top of the head, yeah, Megatron is still taller, which is impressive. Just one more wacky Magnus comparison, since he's right here anyway. I'll bring in Ultra Mammoth. I kind of got to bring in sideways, that you can see that. One sec, I gotta get rid of the gun. But yeah, obviously Magnus is significantly taller than Ultra Mammoth. But it's an interesting comparison to bring in. But all in all, Magnus is really good. I am impressed. Okay, so that should pretty much cover our look at Ultra Magnus, a great leader class figure. Actually surpasses Fans Project's City Commander. I know that's so weird to hear, but it's true. This one I think is better. Good size, really articulated, and not as bulky. So yeah, it wins a lot of points for me. That said, I wouldn't sell the City Commander because, let's face it, you at least want to keep these because they go so well with him. And if you use these, you can put these on the hammer. So, big win for everything. Other than that, yeah, highly recommend him. He's at Big Bad Toy Store right now. He's also at TF Source and various other online retailers, and should be showing up in retail stores sooner or later, hopefully by Christmas. It's hard to tell with the way these stores are these days. But anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more videos, and I'll see you next time around Monday. Not entirely certain who I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe Cup or Blur. Um, but we will see on Monday. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. So long. Have fun. And bye-bye.